Helen Keller was born on June 27, 1880, in Tuscumbia, Alabama. When she was growing up as a newborn, she insisted upon imitating everything she saw other people do. In the dreary month of February came the illness which closed her eyes and ears and plunged her into the unconsciousness of a newborn baby. The doctor thought that she could not live. She grew up with her teacher, Miss Sullivan, who taught her American Sign Language through touch. She also learned how to read and write from Miss Sullivan, and she became one of Helen's greatest friends. She was able to learn math, English, fossils, sea life, science, social studies, and all that a regular person could acquire through school. Her favorite class was languages. She also learned how to speak. She quoted, "I used to make noises, keeping one hand on my throat while the other hand felt movements of my lips. I was pleased with anything that made a noise." She entered the Cambridge School for Young Ladies in order to be prepared for Radcliffe. She said that at the Cambridge School, for the first time in my life, I enjoyed the companionship of seeing and hearing girls of my own age. "Hey, it's the new girl. Why do you look so weird?"
Girl, if you talking trash about me, I can't hear you or see you.
She took her final examinations on June 29th and 30th of 1899 and passed.
Woo! I did it! Yay!
She said it was her friends that have made the story of her life. In 1,000 ways they have turned my limitations into beautiful privileges and enabled me to walk serene and happy in the shadow cast by my deprivation. Besides Helen and Miss Sullivan, Helen had a young childhood friend named Martha Washington. She was full of mischief, and they were childhood friends that prayed together, communicated together, and did more mischief. And it was said that Martha understood her signs and seldom had any difficulty in making her do just as Helen pleased. Now here is the timeline for the story of my life. She was born June 27th, 1880, in Tuscumbia, Alabama. In 1887, she recalled many incidents in the summer of 1887 that followed her soul's sudden awakening. In May 1888, she arrived at Perkins Institution for the Blind in Boston. In spring of 1890, Helen learned to speak. In 1893, she took a trip to Washington during the inauguration of President Cleveland and visits to Niagara Falls and World's Fair. In 1894, Helen attended Chautauqua of the American Association to promote the teaching of speech to the deaf. Summer of 1896, Helen's father dies. In October 1896, Helen entered Cambridge School for Young Ladies, prepared for Radcliffe. February through July 1898, Mr. Keith from Cambridge tutored Helen. June 29th and 30th of 1899, she took her final examinations for Radcliffe, and she passed and entered Radcliffe. For, after all, everyone who wishes to gain the knowledge must climb the hill, difficulty alone. And since there is no royal road to the summit, I must zigzag it on my own way. I slip back many times. I fall. I stand still. I run against the edge of hidden obstacles. I lose my temper and find it again and keep it better. I trudge on. I gain a little. I feel encouraged. I get more eager and climb higher and begin to see the widening horizon. Every struggle is a victory. One more effort and I reach the luminous cloud, the blue depths of the sky, the uplands of my desire.